So what you're about to see is just not serious. It's all parody. If there's any resemblance to actual real characters, it's truly just a coincidence, I promise. This week on digiblur DIY, we're going to show you how to get rid of your farmer's tan. Is your shirt?
Yes. We use this remote to transport the
What the hell is even that?
I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what?
We have a reputation to uphold.
Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload.
They're gonna get so butthurt over this video. And they're just gonna be like, oh my God, I just wanna put like all the bad comments in this video. And they're gonna be like, y'all shouldn't have done this, and it's horrible, and they're gonna be reporting the video even though we didn't show anything, and you had fun, right?
Yeah. And please don't call the cops.
To call the cops for what? We didn't do anything.
Like this bad video.
Told you I'ma do.
What's up, peeps? Oh, we got two mics on. What's that one? I think I got the right mic. We had two on, and want it be echoing for the peeps. Look up, Terry. Yeah. Surprise Saturday, I guess. Procrastinated enough. Been a wild. I was trying to do it like 6-7 days ago, but a little bit too crazy with work stuff. Just mentally burnt after the day. So we went and did the family thing today. I guess I went and did the double red blood cell thing, and then we went to of all places, went to the mall. I was actually shocked that we walked into the mall and the food court was just freaking full. But what the hell? There was a van out front, a Hello Kitty cafe. There was a line like around the corner for some Hello Kitty cafe thing. And it was just a van selling Hello Kitty stuff. I didn't understand. We passed by twice on the way in and way out, and I was like, I still don't get it. None of us got it, what they were trying to buy of this Hello Kitty stuff cafe van thing. But yeah, went to the mall and saw things that are very interesting. But wanted to cover something that is in the chat, and if y'all know him from Discord, HeffNeils or Neil, I did the smart home video with him a while back. He did. Remember we were bitching about the ESPHome stuff with the dashboard of not being able to like manage it and everything. I'm gonna pull up mine here. I'll show you this is the exact problem. I want to show you the before and the after. Yeah, we used to have two malls here. The other mall is they bulldozed it. It's now like this massive Amazon hub now. So they totally like killed the whole lot. So I guess it's been good to the area, I guess, with some jobs or something. So so this is like the before. And you can see the problem. Make more money going through abandoned balls. Yeah, this one actually has a mixture of they did the mall, and then they hooked on some outdoor like shopping center thing, and then hooked on some other kind of stores, and it's kind of worked, I guess. It's very weird, but it's been since I know at least 2018. Like OG didn't even remember. He's like, I said, do you remember coming to the mall, ride the carousel, and like getting pictures? He's like, nope, I don't remember coming to the mall. So I think he was like maybe like 4 or something. So it's probably 2018. So this is like the before. And the problem is, if you've all done ESPHome, there's no way to sort anything. There's no way to exclude things. When you get a big mess of stuff, yeah, it becomes a big mess of stuff. Well, check this out. Let's see. I'll zoom in and show some of the stuff. No. Well, let's go over that right quick, Terry. Do not hit update all. I would cry if I hit update all right now, because it would soft brick my Emporia View 2. I think I have the 3 in there as well. It would soft brick both of those devices. So that's massive pass from me. I'm glad I did not hit update all and kind of waited out, and some few others came by and said, hey, whoa, the Emporia View has issues and it's soft bricking things, and the only way to recover it is you got to open the panel or your electric panel, pull the Emporia View, pull it apart, pogo pin it, and reflash it through serial flash back once you've rolled back to 2026.3.3 or whatever it is, and then you can get your power monitoring back until they fix it. I think it's being fixed in 2026 4.1. So, but yeah, tread lightly on your Emporia View. Yeah, I would definitely say for anybody doing, I mean, they've made some great strides with 2026.4. Again, it's like they've been doing it every month, optimizations, but with that becomes some breaking changes, and it broke some stuff, trying to make it more efficient. And yeah, it's just, if you can't serial flash something, and like say for instance, like this, like, hey, I've got just an ESP chip with USB on the back of it, or I've got another one, like the little Lily PoE Bluetooth proxies I use. Those are super simple to flash, but if you got something like a light bulb that you didn't use, you had to use like Cloud Cutter or some other exploit on it, and you can't get those anymore, and you didn't serial flash it, especially do not do those at this time. So yeah, just wait. Unless you really, really need something in 2026.4. So I think we're safe on the ESP8266 stuff, though. So the dashboard, this is actually, and whatever term y'all want to use to be politically correct on the whole coding of things, I know HeffNeils, he'll probably speak about it, this is done. He did this using Claude code, and it's just like, I want to say it's 4 or 5 files. I don't know, did they respond to anything on your pull request? I'm trying to find it right now. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, so this is and I'll show you some of the stuff on there. It is, yeah, so he did a pull request on it. Do I expect them to fully like accept it or whatever? Because it's like a massive change. No, but I think it's more of like, hey, this is how things could be. And we need everybody that's in here, give your ideas. I mean, we'll show you. I'll show you if, especially for the Docker container people, I'll give you the Docker container. I want to see if they pulled down anything. Did they say? No, they didn't say anything really on there. So the Docker container people, I'll put it in the chat here. It's I don't think Heff has made it into his own repo where it can be run with HAOS yet. And is it, but you can get it from that Docker container, and you can pull it down and run your own copy of ESPHome. What I did is I just copied all my YAML files over to the current folder of it. I didn't mix up my ESPHome, even though it's only like, I want to say it was only like 4 or 5 files you changed or something. Yeah, 5 files that were changed. And so it was like a template, and there was some other Python. So all it really does is change just the interface. It doesn't change anything of like any of the coding or any of the compilers or anything like that. It's just front end changes. So I've got a couple other features I want Heff to do if we could, is like, I never use the update all button. And reason being is that like, for instance, I came in here and did this, and I know y'all really, it's kind of hard to see, but I did this, I zoomed in another one. I did the fan, like this one, this bench fan is somewhat easy to flash if I had to. So like this is another one that's easy to flash. That's like super simple for me to flash. I can just pop off I have just a little D1 Waymo, whatever. So the cool part is, yeah, it shouldn't. I noticed one little change. Watch this one. So here's a way to update. You can install, you get all the things when you click on it. And it's kind of like if you're familiar with the Unify stuff, like the Unify desktop for like looking at your Wi-Fi devices and stuff. It's kind of like this. And so basically, if you wanted to just update this one, I could update this one. And like I say, this is really zoomed in. So I guess I haven't installed everything, so it's going to go ahead and install the stuff. But I noticed when it does the flashing, it's different. It puts a new line for every % change. Yeah, so that's one thing different, I guess, between the other front end. But other than that, everything's the same. So it's pretty much easy to do. And oh, you want the dev? Oh, we need to do the dev option, right, Heff? Let's go do the dev option. Let's do. This looks funny being super zoomed in. What is it? Just ping it with. It's just a tag of dev, I think it is. Yeah, tag dev. All right, we'll save that one. Ask Claude. Depending on everything, Claude, right? But I guess it already pings it. It uses MDNS, I believe. It's got to stop the container and do it. There it is. Okay, so we'll see. Is it in? Oh, so ping. Okay, there's your ping device. Okay. I mean, if you like that feature, it's kind of neat, new little feature. I don't even think you had that in ESPHome, did you, before? So no, okay. So the other thing, I guess, what I would like to do is like just have some, like, if I want to be able to have some check boxes to update. I know I talked to Heff about this. Have some check boxes. So what I'll do is I'll update like when a new like this 2026 4. I'll try a few devices that I know if I soft brick them. I hate to use the term hard like brick because it's virtually pretty much impossible. I guess if you really tried, you could screw up the bootloader. But if a bad flash, you may get it in a soft brick where you can, have to do a serial flash to get it back. But usually you're not going to brick a device. But it's really inconvenient if it's soft bricked. But I'll try a few of them first, but then like later on, I'm like, hey, everything's good. We're at like a 0.1 or a 0.2 release. And I'll go ahead and put it in there and say, hey, I want to update all now. Well, I don't want to update all the other ones again. It seems useless. So I like to update stuff in batches. Maybe we could do like based on a tag, which is the cool part about the tags. So the cool part about the tags is you can come in here and set. So say like I wanted to like set a tag for, and I have this super zoomed in. Let me zoom back out because it's confusing the hell out of me. It was 150%. So say I want to set something for like a tag for, I want to do a fan, and I'll add that tag, and then I'll set a tag for this one, a fan, and you can set multiple tags for each device, right, Heff? And let's see. Yes. So we'll set like, let's say bench add. Okay. So then there bench add. And then the cool part is like, hey, I want to just see my fans. You can see all the fans. Then I can just tag, I can do it, but I want to see also all the stuff on the bench as well. So yeah, so it's pretty cool being able to not have like this massive list of stuff. And then you can sort, let me turn the tags back off. And then of course by IP address, platform, you can sort stuff just like you normally would. So pretty awesome that what he's done here with being able to like add all this functionality. You can see the comments, etc. Let me zoom back out. Is there a scroll bar at the bottom? Maybe I'm not seeing it, Heff. When I'm zoomed in, but normally on your regular desktop view, you're going to be able to see the whole thing. It's just like I'm trying to do this for live stream if someone's being able to see it. But this is normally the view you have here. So pretty cool there, Heff. And I know definitely if y'all like some of the stuff where it's going, I would probably respond on that pull request. Is it this? Yeah, this one. I'll put it in the show the flash to IP. Okay, yeah, I'll show that one too. It definitely you once you go to that, you can't go back at all. So the other cool part is if you've done like some of the like doing to your cloud cutter, or you've got multiple devices flashed of one thing, you can come in here and say, I want to install this YAML to a specific IP address. Before you had to go in there and say, use IP, you had to put like use IP address or something like that. I can't remember what it is. And you had to specify to use that IP address temporarily. Well, now you can send this to that specific IP address by using that option. So, but everything else is pretty much, I mean, you got the visit device. I think you can click on here, right, Heff? You can click on, oh, so you can't click on, I was hoping you could click on there and just go to visit. But I guess you'll have to do visit, and you can pop in and visit and see that device. Yeah. So that would be neat to like if you just click on IP address, it would automatically go to visit or something like that. So I don't know. It's kind of what y'all think you want to do. The new UI device, the web UI 3. I think I have that on a couple devices. I don't know if I have it on here. What's up, OG? Yeah, I think this is the three, I believe. The 3 also has the oh, that's the 2, I think it is. Let me see if I have the 3. I thought I had the 3 on. I don't use the 3 everywhere. I try to keep my ESP8266s with the 1. Let's see. Did I have it here? Yeah, this is the 3 right here. You can actually set the color for like on some bulbs you can actually get the color wheel and stuff like that. So just depends on the device. But of course, I think it takes more RAM, more memory. So there's like the way you specify that is it doesn't like some of the stuff. I've noticed a couple little it says it's trying to validate, but it is validated. This is valid. It doesn't like something in here. Yeah. Where, let me see. Let me do beckon. Oh, here it is. Web. I have it in my web 3. Yeah, so if you just put on your web server, put version 3. And you can pop in there. Yeah, you're right. It does do the graphs and stuff of sensors. Yeah, I don't have it on many devices. I guess it's more of people using ESPHome without ESPHome. I mean, without HA. If there's some of that out there. So yeah, so I use a lot of like the packages and stuff like the web 1, web 2, web 3. And that way, like when I come in here and I've got like this device, I just include the web 1 and depending on which one I want. So I'm not sure why. I'll have to talk to you offline. We'll see why it's showing like, even though this does validate. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, let's see, validate. Yeah, so it does validate, but something's going on with the GUI. Claude messed it up, right? Let's see. I'm sure it's a minor fix or something like that. Plug. I think it was a SC. I can't find it now. It's just like horrible. So yeah, you can see it's valid here. So we'll figure that out. But it's, you know, it's minor, but I guess that's the whole basis of this thing is to get people to play with it and see like what you like about it and everything. Again, I'll post here's the Docker container for it. And I think he even has, did you have it? No, you don't have the Docker run command in here. But just if you need help running it, if you like running Docker Compose, Docker Run, HAOS users, I know you'd have to do a whole thing with it. Maybe Heff could do that for HAOS users, but for other people running their own Docker stacks, it's fairly simple to throw it in there. It's some of the same tags like you got to pass through, but just come in the Discord and the ESPHome, and we'll help you get it running if you need help. It looks like 167 people have checked it out, so, or at least 167 downloads, whether bots or some other thing have pulled the thing down. So, but yeah, I've been messing around with it and it's pretty awesome. It was just you 161 times, 65 times, right? So, let's see. I want to see what this one does. And you twice. Yeah. So what's everybody think about it? I know it's like a lot to digest at once. I thought it was pretty cool when Heff sent it to me. It wasn't in its own container at first. So you can do it in HAOS. I guess I don't run HAOS, but I know I don't know. Heff doesn't either, so I don't think that's why we didn't make it. But I guess we could do something with Claude to make it where HAOS users could run it easily. I think you'd have to add your own little custom repository, but it would be simple to pull that Docker container down. I think there's like another like schema file that goes along with it. So, but I guess it's, and I'll tell you the story of why is almost the LibreTuya almost didn't get added to ESPHome from what I understand. I remember reading that Paulus was like, no, we're not going to add every single chip to ESPHome, etc. And then, of course, I did the Tuya Cloud Cutter video. They had that separate branch, and it got a lot of traction from people, wanting that into ESPHome. And I think that's what helped push it along. Now, will we see this exact iteration of things in ESPHome? I doubt it, but I think it will get if a lot of people get behind it and like make a little noise of, hey, this is what we want. We want something kind of like this because, quite literally, we've had this for how many years? Like 5 or 6 years. It feels like nothing has changed with this, and it's time to go. It's been horrible from the get-go. So we just need to, and Heff has done something that they've been trying to plan. So, and did it in a few hours, I think. And it works pretty great. I guess you can also filter. You can go back to classic. Oh, the archive. I haven't played with the archive. Absolutely. I don't use the device UI stuff that often. And what other people talk, what the device UI is actual web server on the actual device itself. We don't use it that often. There's some devices that don't even have it because you just don't need it. It just goes into Home Assistant. Like I don't run the UI with like Bluetooth proxies and stuff because it's just too intensive with the web server. Yeah, exactly, Marcus. I don't get why that did that on any stuff on there. Why is there 3 different versions of the onboard UI? So, yeah. So, yeah, it's the archive. Let's go ahead and archive something, Heff. So I've got this ZZZ. See, that's why another thing why I put ZZZ is I was just throwing my junk devices to the bottom. What does it do when we archive? Mark inactive or archive? What does that do? So we'll do archive. We'll archive. Oh, okay. So then it's actually hidden inside, you don't know, inside this actual archive. I love that. Being able to test devices and look at now, does archive unarchive it or does it archive it again? Maybe we got to ask it to make that feature for us, right? Will it unarchive it? We need to unarchive it. How do we do that? Oops. Does it actually move it to another folder or something? I'm going to pull up the folder. Yeah. Let's see. App data, ESPHome enhanced, archive. Yes, it absolutely does. It puts it under an archive folder, which is actually good. I like that. Being able to be in a separate folder, and then it would just have to move it back. So can we, and I don't think I have right permissions to this folder to move it back. So okay, so inactive doesn't, just marks it. Okay. Cool. Very, very cool. So before we jump on to the next thing, anybody else have anything about the HeffNeils dash? I'm gonna call it ESPHome enhanced is basically what the the thing is. I mean, that's what it is. It's not just the ESP. I know it'd be long, ESP dash enhanced or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what the dash is for, right? ESPHome dash advanced. enhanced. See right there, ESPHome dash. There was that. Wouldn't that somebody name their kid LA dash it's like that, like what did they name it like that one time? LA dash and that was LaDasha. I remember seeing something like that at work one time. So there was something with a dash or a star or something like that. See, there you go. You can name your next kid. F, you're gonna have another kid, right? You got to keep going, right? Let me close out some of these. I'd like to see filters for like the filter to show ESP826 columns only. Okay. Yeah. So I guess you could, you could sort it by there. So I get what you're saying. We're like, hey, I want to just see the 8266s. I get what you're saying. So that Eminem. Yeah, the sort does help a good bit. You can get the versions and stuff. I just want to be able to, I don't know how hard it is to do the update like 3 or 4 at a time. I don't know if that's going to have to force more than just the GUI changes to like something else to where it starts messing up the update all button. So where it's like an update sum. But very, very cool. Is there already a multi-select control? I don't think so. I'm holding down control. So table that has a restore. Oh, okay. Am I maybe missing it? Scroll to the bottom of the device, table click the archive. I'm hitting that. But I don't see restore. So yeah. Unless I'm, do you see restore, Hef? Or like, is it my dark reader messing it up? Let me refresh the screen. What's up, Kyle? It's all the way to the right. No, Claude's tired. No, I don't see it. I don't see it in there. So ain't no big deal. Behind me? Oh, no, it's not. Like I can see that on my screen. I forgot. I can't see. Like, yeah, I can't see it. There's no. I see it grayed out, but I don't see any. No. I don't know. Ain't no big deal. Made the rows clickable. That's why it disappeared. Okay. Ain't no big deal. Where's the add new device button? Is there not an add new device button? We didn't focus on that, right? That's very true. Because normally there's a green button over here, what's behind me a little bit. Yeah. Let open Claude their taxes. I hope you checked them after, please. Please check them. Double check them. I guess it's too late to do that, right? Or unless you filed for an extension. I just installed fresh, no devices yet, can't add one. See, I guess if you could, I haven't added, all I did is I took the YAML files and threw them all in there. So look, there you go. You can hit see the classic button up here, hit classic, hit new device. But then since they didn't change, to go classic, you got to take the classic out and then at the top, and then you can jump back. There you go. There's a workaround. So very cool. All right, next subject. Since we burned 30 minutes, but it's a very good subject. Don't forget to talk about it and show it. Maybe we'll show maybe we'll do a short video on it. So yes, after we fix a few little things, right? Maybe we'll do a standalone little video, and that maybe stir up a little noise. That'd be great, I think. All right. So let me wake up my other computer. I hope it didn't go to sleep on me. I think it did. Trying to look at. Let me hit the power button. Hold up. All right. Oh, you hadn't seen JetKVM? JetKVM is pretty badass. Let's see. Like, I'm sure there's all kind of different ones now, but I bought a couple of them a while back. Do they even sell them on Amazon? I don't even know what they do anymore. They used to. Maybe you can't get them. I know GLI Net has one, but it's like $200. Do they sell them? I see they got the other stuff for the IP stuff. I think someone's trying to tell me something over here on the right in the cart. Miss Blur. I don't even see the JetKVMs. It must be out of stock. Okay. Well, the JetKVM is pretty cool being able to, I plug it into Ethernet and then plugged in the HDMI and plug in the USB, and then you get straight in the, this is just Chrome. I didn't install like anything or whatever. And I don't have it like in the cloud or anything. It's cool to being able, you can put like virtual media and stuff like that. You can mount like media. I've actually put the HAOS image on the USB and mounted it and then installed it from Linux using a Linux boot. It actually was pretty easy to do. It's using this slow, but using it as a virtual media is actually the storage on the JetKVM itself. So, I caught one of my test cameras trying to send a video stream to the cloud. Oh, wow. Did you push the Docker container already for that? They just closed his. No way. They're probably watching this. I got to turn the mic down. They're probably watching this stream and, oh, they did close it. Oh, because they got pushed to the top. Yeah, well, we'll keep trying. And it's actually, we have been, Hef did post it in the new UI part of Discord for like trying to discuss things. So he did do that. So can you split it up? I don't know. That's a whole different thing. So that was you, AMR's camera. Did they promptly ban him? So I guess moving on to the next thing is a cool thing of there's a couple if I'm sure y'all have seen the SM Lite USB, not the SM Lite show. Let's do with this. I'm sure y'all have seen these, right? The power over Ethernet, Zigbee coordinators, or they've got Z-Wave now. There's multi ones, and there's one with 2 antennas, I think, and then everybody started doing it. Let's see. And then Sonoff came out with a weird one, which was strange, that they put the Zigbee chipset on one stick, and then they on one antenna, then they put the ESP32 on another antenna, which I didn't understand why when you're doing it PoE. So they're kind of, but it's SM Lite is kind of, this is also the other one. And if you know or is it, wait, how's the fingers go? The shocker. Exactly. Was it, what was the one in the, what was the saying? One in the pink, number two, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Too much AI of watching The Voice. So they have this one, but they all look kind of the same. But this one's actually a little different. This is and you may have seen it. It's not. I think I came out with it several months ago. This is the Nano, I think is what they call it, the MG24 Nano. It's this one. Miss Blur wants her bird feeders. It is somewhat pricey. Let me just go back here. So this one's 108 but it actually runs all of Linux, and it runs a Linux whole stack on everything. But the cool part is you can actually run apps straight on the device itself. So like there's no like doing serial TCP/IP like you were doing with like Zigbee to MQTT. Yeah, they are on AliExpress as well if you want to wait. Let's see. SM Lite Nano. Yeah. So they do have one. Looks like it's it's for $60 off of, add shipping and stuff like that. And then you got to add did they tack on the tariff thing now too? So yeah, so that's depends on what you want to do. I don't see them at Cloud Free Shop yet either. But there's also another one that's a little cheaper. Oops, I can not paste it wrong. Not for Canada, right? That's it. You can definitely stick the tongue out thing on there. So there's this one. It's $70 on Amazon, but also you can get it for off of Cloud Free Shop for, is it $40? Now it doesn't run Zigbee to MQTT, but the cool part is you can run Open Thread Border Router straight on the device itself. And you're probably like, well, what is that all about? Well, HAOS users, you've probably seen this guy. The toilet paper holder, not the paper towel holder, but the shorter toilet paper holder one that runs Zigbee, or it's Matter over Thread. So I guess easy way to add Matter or Thread. It should be, or is it Matter over Thread or Thread over Matter? I think it's Matter over Thread. And that's exactly where I'm going to, JMR, is Thread is a freaking mess. And it's so much easier. I run everything in Docker containers. So like this is my setup of like, here's my actual production Home Assistant is right here. Here's my production ESPHome. Here's Node-RED. Here's Z-Wave. I run all these in containers. And so I fought with trying to get various containers and everything to run until I tried the damn Nano. And now supposedly you can make it run off of this one as well. I just haven't done it yet, but I want to show the Nano. Nano's pretty. If the ones that say have the U on the end of them. So like, for instance, like this SSM, that means 06MU, you can actually run that one and run OpenThread border router right on the actual device itself. So I figured we would go ahead and try that. If I need to pull up and see what IP address that is right quick. Yeah, this makes Thread just so much easier, especially for like people running like Proxmox and their own containers and everything like that, because Thread's just a freaking mess. I should have been prepared. I was prepared on other stuff except for this, so shame on me. 10. Well, we can always buy stuff, right? There it is, 1095.0114. Oh, my thing. Look, here we go. 1095.0114. This is super small. I'm going to have to zoom way in on this stuff. There's what? Oh, I don't have that right now. So this is the no, you're not buying 5. This is the Hub Nano, and you can actually come in here and you can run like OpenThread. You can run the like Matter Bridge. I don't use these Matter Bridge. I guess it's not really a Home Assistant thing. There's Zigbee to MQTT. You can run Z-Wave all on the device. You can run MQTT. I mean, why not just run any Home Assistant stuff straight on it, right? So it's kind of neat in being able to, all the updates are right there. You can see the radios. I have it set to Thread. And so it's actually going to use the Thread radio. I thought I guess that is the Nano I had plugged in. Yeah, that is the Nano. Okay. I don't know what kind of CPU this is in memory. I don't know. I think there's you can pull up. I want to say you could pull up an actual console on this thing. How did I do that at? I can't remember. To see what actual processor was on here. Oh, there's console right there. Is there something you want to type in the console to see what kind of memory and in CPU this thing has? I don't want to see it go. So you want to do proc CPU info? Oh, it says permission denied. Oh, that's not great. Oh, cat proc CPU info. There we go. It just says processor 0 SV39. Okay, not showing a whole lot. So it did have Node-RED on it when I first got it, and I was just like, I don't want Node-RED running on it. Can it run top? Yeah, it runs top. There you go. I know it's scrunched down. Can I open a full window? I don't know if you can open a full window on this thing. So I don't know what it is, dude. And I have it. I'm zoomed way in, so it probably doesn't help. I'm trying to make it where we're like going through JetKVM into another win. And the reason I'm doing this, you probably go, why am I doing JetKVM? Is I have JetKVM because I have this on my guest network. And the thing with Thread, and I guess let me back up. The thing with Thread is I have Thread running on my main network and it uses IPv6. But I wanted to do this on a test setup, so I'm doing this on my guest network. But then the problem was trying to make this computer that I do streaming on straddle both VLANs when it's blocked off. And I said, you know what? You know what's even easier is just plug in the damn JetKVM and put it on that box that's on the guest network alongside the Home Assistant box that I have over there, it's HAOS, and then the actual US, not you. I keep want to say USB, but it's Ethernet. There's power over Ethernet. Is JetKVM the one that you can run the open firmware on and people freaked out about a component? I'm not sure. I don't use mine in the cloud or anything. I don't use it all the time. I just run the JetKVM. I think they're JetKVM. Isn't the source code's on GitHub, I think. So I've used them, they're fine. So, but I haven't used them like any, like I use them for just stuff across the room a lot of times. So, so I guess the whole bulk of it is, oh, look, you were right. There's the memory. So it does only have 500 meg of memory. So, but it runs fine on what the little stuff I'm doing. So with that, the way they have instructions on how to do this on their website with some scribble back and forth, and I've got to turn on Dark Reader. Let's see if we can zoom in this page without. So I'll explain some of the things on Thread. Good question. I know I'm kind of all over the place, so let's just back up and talk, right? Let's back up. Where's this one? Okay, hold up. So Zigbee has been around for I think somebody had to Google that. Probably at least like 2012 or something like that, or maybe even before. Zigbee is 2.4 gigahertz, and don't let people fool you. Also, Zigbee has long been also in the 800, 900 megahertz band, but we'll get to that. That's also, they're doing another push with the new version of Zigbee. So, but we're going to cover that. Zigbee is very stable, I find. I've been running Zigbee to MQTT with that CC2652 for probably a good 6 or 7 years. It's damn stable as long as you make it stable with enough routers or repeaters. It's the nano KVM. So this is all going to run 2.4 gigahertz. So, but the problem was, so you had this guy, right? So, before it was just, and I don't have one in front of me. Remember, just before, it was just a USB stick. Typically, you would put in Home Assistant or something else, and that was the radio, and you ran like Zigbee to MQTT. Well, the problem was a lot of people had the cool things called basements. They would put like their servers and stuff down the basement, and it was really sucked for like trying to get their Zigbee mesh. And so the mesh, meaning that it mains power devices like a smart plug or most light bulbs or mains power devices that are powered all the time, they would pick up and repeat Zigbee transmissions. And so you'd build that bigger mesh out as you built more paths for everything. And that's like that crazy map. But then the problem was, if you really, like you say, if you had, like, I know Terry talks about, he's got like a shop outside and got detached home, and you want to have the same networks between them. Well, that becomes a problem with Zigbee, because you got to get that wireless mesh to go across the yard and get into that building, and then it meshes back out. I have done some long range meshes, but they're probably not really viable for most people. So that's where Thread really comes into play. The cool thing is you can do is, I'll just use this as an example, is say, for instance, you've got this guy running as your Thread main, coordinator, we'll call it that for now, the main radio. Well, then you could put another Thread border router using Ethernet, and you could backhaul it over Ethernet. So wherever you had Ethernet on the same VLAN or network, it would then broadcast out also that Thread network. So that's the one advantage you have there, is you can use Ethernet backhaul, easy for doing like detached buildings and things like that. And I guess if you really wanted to get crazy with it, you could, you want to shoot Wi-Fi across, 1,000 yards to another shop or something, you could put the same Thread network in there. So the cool thing is about Thread is, they started with Matter, where Matter is basically where you want to, we really, in the Home Assistant world, we were spoiled with stuff, just all these integrations and things just working. Well, you got to think of not us. Think of like people that are using all these various hubs, like, the Amazon stuff, and then the Google stuff. And then they really just want to pair up all their stuff together. But then the problem is they end up with, is like 100 different apps to turn on this bulb, to turn on this light switch, to turn on this. They got all these different apps because they didn't know they bought all these different stuff on sale, right? So that's where Matter came out, where you get, something where you're going to scan these, I don't know if I can say these, I'll show it in the camera, but these little QR codes. So the cool thing about Matter was the Wi-Fi over Matter stuff. Everybody already had Wi-Fi. So you would just take that Matter over Wi-Fi light bulb, and person would take it out the box. They would pair it with their phone, bring it into their Google Home setup. Boom, they're done. They don't need to go download any special apps. And that's where Matter really came out. Well, then the problem was battery power devices. You really needed to do Thread. So that's where Thread came about. It's Matter where these little QR codes, but it's battery powered stuff and some mains powered devices, and it's not using Wi-Fi. So the Thread stuff is kind of like, think of it like Zigbee, but it's like a newer Zigbee that's mesh, and you can backhaul it with Ethernet, and you get the little QR codes. But the problem is all these different other vendors tried to make their hubs all work together, and it creates a mess. Well, I'd prefer, I know I heard a lot of people with Apple stuff trying to do Thread, and stuff won't, pop in. So it's a big pain in the ass, where I've found that actually running Open Thread border router on, we're going to try it on this other setup, is running it on Open Thread border router instead of running it on Home Assistant. You just tell Home Assistant, hey, this is my border router, and things just would pop in. It worked beautifully. So no, that's a big rant. And, but if you would try to break it down to make it easier about what Thread is versus, just don't get confused on Matter over Wi-Fi devices and Matter over Thread devices as well. They're totally different. Matter over Wi-Fi does not need anything different. It just needs for Home Assistant people, it just needs, it just needs the Matter container for container people, or you just need the Matter app or add-on, whatever they call it now. So, now the cool thing is, you're talking about Bluetooth stuff and everything, is Akaria, actually a lot of their Thread stuff is you can pop it in, use it on your phone, and you can change the firmware from Zigbee to Thread back and forth. Well, then also IKEA has come out, and I want to thank Big D and off of Discord. I don't know if he's on here. He wanted me to flash him some stuff, so I did. Well, then I don't have an IKEA near me, so he sent me some IKEA stuff. I guess I should turn on this camera here. So he sent me some IKEA stuff. Hold up. So some of those are battery. And where is that one? Yep. So some of those are battery devices, some are mains powered. So, but we're going to add them into Home Assistant. So okay, so let me catch up on the chat here. My old man glasses, if I can see, right? I feel like I'll never have because how power. That is true. I will say on your own Wi-Fi, set your Wi-Fi to 1, 6, and 11 and use 20 megahertz. And then on your channels for Zigbee and Thread, use 15, 20, or 25. It kind of sits in between those. So Home Ace, we were talking about the ESPHome Enhanced. If you have to roll back over there. Yeah, the matter of Wi-Fi stuff is pretty damn simple. You really just need to have IPv. Hey, thanks, Wicked Illusion. You need to have IPv6 enabled on the host. This doesn't mean you need IPv6 enabled on your ISP or your firewall WAN side. It just needs to be on the host that runs Home Assistant. You need to have IPv6. So, so some of those, I knew some of these IKEA stuff can be switched over to Zigbee. I didn't do that yet. I just added the bulb to my own internal deal. I wanted to see if we can add the smart plug. So I guess with enough talking is let's go through. So I did all of this already. I did start. So I got the Open Thread border router. We got that. We got it running. And this is where I needed to go. I needed to connect Home Assistant actually to the Nano Stick. You can supposedly run this on the cheaper ones that have the U on them. I haven't done it yet. So maybe I'll try that in another deal, but it should run Open Thread border router as well. So let's see. So I need to. We need to add. And I know Heff wants more radios and networks he needs in his house, right? All right, so this is going to be 1095.014. I would normally have set this stuff up statics or, reserves on your router. But so IP addresses don't change. But this is just a test setup. So we'll do Open Thread border router. Boom, it's starting to communicate. I have done it where if you screw this up and it doesn't work, that's because it's not running. It's basically when you come in here to apps and Open Thread is not running. So it definitely doesn't work. So then we should do, see, I'm so lost. And in mine, I have my integrations over here. I'm so lost without it. So I need to, so it added thread for me already. And then here's the open. Now see, it's seeing my 2 Amazons, and I don't think you can get that. So what's what? It's so thick I can hardly walk. Oh, with all the stuff. So it automatically will add like this preferred network, and that's the HA thread. It's open thread border router. Mine with Google tries to use the Google one on my own network. I guess that's because that started first. But this is, I don't have anything else. I don't think you can get the keys out of the Amazon stuff. So, but once this is set up, it's there. Now, for the phone, I'm going to try. Let me turn on my other mic. Is that one showing? I'm sure it might get a... we're going to add a new device, and I need to do it on the phone. The desk. Okay. Hold up. Let me turn on the other... that one. Y'all can see me. Okay. So I'm going to move all this shit out the way. ESPHome Zigbee. I know they've been doing stuff with it. I haven't been following it too much. So what I'm going to do is on this smart plug, this is the one, the grill plats. I'm leaving it as thread. Now, the one thing I don't like is that the same QR code? Is it? I guess it is. So this is the one thing I don't like about some of the, make sure y'all can hear me. Yep, y'all can, I can see it moving. One thing I don't like about Thread is I know they're added in more security, but, and I guess it's, you know, like even in a like a dense apartment type of environment, you could have like someone like take your devices like with the Zigbee. And so they've added this where they have these QR codes, but some of the manufacturers want you to hang on to these little pamphlets, all the little damn QR codes. And some of them don't print them on the back or the side. This is a problem being on the back. If I want to plug it in, how do I see the QR code? It's not on, it should be on the side. I know another manufacturer had it on the side and made it easy, but then like Acaria had, it's on the side, but then it's in the wall. So when I had to repair it, I had to take it out the wall to repair it. It sucks. So that's just some of the pain in the asses with Thread and Matter. So I'm going to hold down the button and we'll see if we can get this into pairing mode. And yeah, it's a pain in the, imagine if you got a bunch of bulbs in. So what I'm doing in the phone app, and it's hard to see, is I'm going to is it settings, devices, I'm hitting add matter device. Yeah, hit add matter device. I'm gonna say no, it's new. And then I'm gonna scan that QR code. And it's gonna say, yeah, I'm ready. And hopefully we'll see if we get this device to add. So I don't know if I have this plug in pairing mode, but I don't know because I've added it before on my other network. I may have to add another device. I don't think it's in pairing mode. Otherwise, it'd start saying communicating. So I think it's using Bluetooth to get to these devices. Y'all know that if I actually look in the book to see what the pairing process is on this thing. Did I get it right? Yeah, there we go. Wasn't holding it down long enough. So we'll see if it will pair up. There it is, generating matter. Hopefully it'll have the right network. Yeah, there's the thread network. If it doesn't have the right thread network, and see, there it is, adding it to Home Assistant. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, so there it is, done. And there's the device. Let me pop over on the thing. Did my JetKVM go off again? Virtual keyboard. There we go. So we should, let me get this back to going here. We should now, under devices, and it should have it under matter. And you've got, I'll try to zoom in for you. There's the grill Platts plug. And it's just over using that thread stick. And you will get also, you'll see now it's an end device, meaning I think it routes being end device, I think. Oh, go back. Oh, sorry, my bad. I got two mics going. There we go. I should be back. I had my wireless. Remind me if I walk over there with, you won't hear the wireless, but then I want the mic here. So, and this one probably is being wireless, has that split-second delay is what that echo is. Appreciate it. So if you can also do, and you can come in here and say ping device, and you'll notice it's just IPv6, but it's actually IPv6 going across that thread layer with the thread stick. So then this plug is actually fairly cheap. Let's see, hold up. Let me plug in this. I should have a lamp. We'll plug in a lamp. We will plug in, where is my bulb? An old school 60-watt bulb, because it's actually a pretty cool plug. I switch the mic back. Zoom, right. So, yeah. So it's actually a pretty, I think that bulb does a little bit less than 60 watts. So it's actually has power monitoring and voltage monitoring. And I want to say that plug is like, is it Grill Platts? That plug's $8. So, if you can buy it, I know I some of the stuff that was thread was, I couldn't buy it because it was, my IKEA is like 5 hours away. So, so it's, you can change these to Zigbee. So it's not just the only thing, but, and I have seen on Reddit how you do that. I don't know what chip is in there. I haven't popped one open. Maybe someone else has, but like you can find the, so like Zigbee, the .com or IO, I think it is. I think it's IO. Yep. I bet you if I find vendor, can we do a search? Grill Platts. Yeah, so that's the EU version, but it's, yeah, look, to perform a factory reset, press the button 4 times, press the button 8 times, and then you can put it in pairing mode. Updates are provided over Matter. This becomes a pain. If you want to update it, you have to put it in thread to get the updates. So why not just use it in thread? But then it does work with Zigbee to MQTT and probably ZHA, but I mean, it's an $8 plug for being able to use it with, and I've lost my window, being able to use it with Home Assistant and, thread. So, I didn't have Big D send me 2 of them to try. I do have he did send me 2 bulbs, but I haven't popped open the bulb. I bet you the chip's down inside of the neck of it, but I don't know if I can get one of those bulbs open. Maybe I will, but sometimes you can get some of the bulbs are just glued, but some of them you got to tear up though. And I don't have an IKEA next to me, so it's like some of this stuff's gold. So I may have to hound one of y'all to go get me some IKEA stuff or something. I guess like Big D did. I didn't hound him though. So if we want to pair up something else, we can pair up another bulb to see how that works. Now the only thing I noticed running on the SM hub, I don't see the port exposed that lets you do this. This is my production one, and you can pull up the topology and see, like, I know it's really small. The leader, a router, and a child. The leader is the purple one, but you'll notice there's no names. It's not, and you can't really you can drag stuff around, but you really can't do a whole lot like you can in but it just has like the addresses, and it's kind of hard to do stuff with. So I don't know if this is exposed. I'm sure it's there. It's just not exposed. I don't use it often at all. But I do have a few thread stuff, and I'm using the ZBT2, and probably what I will end up doing is tearing that down and getting rid of everything thread on my network and going back with just open thread border router running on the Nano. So yeah, they had those leak detectors and the air quality. I don't think he sent the air quality's one was a little more expensive. He didn't send me that one. So I had asked for a few things. I didn't want to blow out his budget, but he didn't send me that one. So let's do, I got windows upon windows upon windows. What was I think if you did Matter. Oh, the air quality currently unavailable. It says in stock in Houston, but I can't, she doesn't let me order that for the air quality. And I'm not a big person on air quality. Not to say I would like better air quality. I can't fix it. So I need my air conditioner to run. I can't just open a window to make the air quality better because it's going to make it quite worse with all the humidity outside. So what did he sent me the temperature. Soldering all day. I can't afford this. So if you really want to go, the cheapest way with thread is you can probably get that $40 radio. Or if you're running HAOS, the ZBT2, and that's like $40. So nothing too crazy, but and then if you stuck to the, they're fairly cheap for some of the different devices at IKEA. Let me show you an example. I'm gonna go to Amazon, and we'll do thread. Horrible name. I want to say And see, they got a 4-pack of plugs for $55. But you'll note, like here's you go. I have one of these, an Eve Matter smart plug. Just one plug is $35. So, and that does thread. This is Matter over Thread. Now that's $20. I guess they got a little cheaper. There's a few other. So you can see $8 for a smart plug is pretty nuts. How much is a Wi-Fi compare? What? I mean, S31. What do you want, like Matter over Wi-Fi? I don't even think S31s are that cheap anymore. Oh, so like, but see, you got to start flashing. See, that's where the comparison comes. This is all local. So do they have Sonoff S31 still listed? They got the new stupid S41s. There's the S31 Lite for $11. There's no power monitoring in that. S40. But then you got to start flashing these and stuff. So that's the beauty of the thread and stuff like that. Is now, of course, you're not running ESPHome or running Tasmota. SwitchBot plug. So those are $13 for the SwitchBot stuff. So I can pay you $20 to flash them. Just run Matter over Wi-Fi or something, dude. Like, that's just, you know. It puts myself out of business, right? Of teaching you how to flash stuff. So you're vibing over here. Get the little dog gif or whatever they're doing. Let's fire. I want to see how that battery device works. Let me change mics. And can we get back over here? Here. Let's pull this back. All right. But during holiday season, yeah, I do love some S31s and the SwitchBot still. With this, see, the mailman comes too early, right? And it might be a problem if you flash the mailman. Let's see. Let's turn off this. Damn. I got too many things. So let's do this guy. I want to see what this one's all about. This one's Matter on the back. You got to open it. I'm sure there's a tab you got to pull, right? I should look at the damn instructions, right? Oh, it says put the screw in the back. Was there a screw in it? I don't see a screw. I got a spudger. Yep. Oh, we need 2 AAA. I like that. Oh, look, and you get the C or the F. Okay, let me grab 2 AAAs. Do I have one on my desk? Let me see these. See if these work. Roku TCL. What you talking about? Willis? I don't know if those are live. Oh, yeah, it does work. The camera does not like. That should be kind of tell me to scan. Look, so you see this? That automatically will pop up. So like you can imagine like someone, like your another sibling or a sister or a mom or whatever, they just took the box up out the box. It pops up on their phone. They pick it and they go. So yeah, I'm gonna say scan QR code. I'm gonna scan the QR code in the back of the cover. And now it's gonna ask me to use what app. I'm gonna say choose another app, and I want to use Home Assistant, and say yeah, I'm ready. And it should connect up with it, hopefully. I'm trying to get both on the screen without me covering it up. So there's the thread, preparing device, device connected, done. If I can hit the button right. Oh, it's still going. Did it come up yet? Over here? Oh, it's didn't add yet. So, here's what it's doing. It's asking me to add to which home. I need to add this to my home 10 because I have multiple servers on Home Assistant. Because I've got my production one and then my main one. You normally wouldn't have that option. So it does take a little bit sometimes. Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. I wasn't watching. I'm watching the other screen here, not watching that one. So there's device has been added. Hit continue. And let me pop over here. Let's see. Zoom right. And there's the Timmer Flotte. I'll answer your question. So there's the humidity and temperature. Oh, and then let's go ahead and do this. Look, firmware update available. So you'll notice, and that's all built in. So oh, look, there's the battery type, battery voltage, and there's the temperature. Yes, I will talk about Shelly. So I have no area. That's fine. So there's the firmware. You can see there. And then we'll hit update on that, and it will pop in and do the firmware update. So I don't know if it's fast. We'll see. So while it's doing that, I wanted to we'll talk about Shelly. That's a good thing. Banned after opening too many devices. No. So Shelly's, yeah, look, it is going to take a while. Look, it's not bad though, Heff. I mean, it's up to once it started, and keep in mind, this is a battery device. So it's at 3% already. And that's not bad, battery device. So Shelly is a delayed stuff for coming to the US. So it's like stuff that's not here yet. It's like, oh, you'll get to see it overseas first, and then they get here. I like the new Gen 4 stuff that has the new flood, the little flood sensor. I think I had that on my unboxing video. But let's see. Let me see. Products, new products. What do they got new? Oh, the little blue sensor, that's Zigbee. Okay. The blue control Zigbee remote. Okay. Sprinkler controller. Nothing really. The Echo Wit they're partnering with. I really like the Gen 4 power plugs, but the cool things about Shelly is where's my stuff? So the cool things about Shelly, I've got one here, is this is their little plug. And I know I talked to somebody the other day, and they're like, well, hey, can I flash Tasmota or ESPHome on the they're like the Gen 3 power monitoring, the modules that go inside your wall. And I'm like, really, you shouldn't flash them. And I know it's weird coming from me, but here's the cool part is what Shelly has done. The Shelly plug or the Shelly modules on the Gen 3. I don't know about Gen 2. I know the Gen 3 stuff you can. That's ESP32 based. Is you can take this out the box, plug it in, or power it up, the modules, the in-wall modules, and you'll power them up. You'll see the access point. You can add it using your computer or your phone, add it to your Wi-Fi, and then it just pops into Home Assistant. It pops under the Shelly integration, all using stock firmware. And then even the cool part is you can turn these into Bluetooth proxies if you want to as well using stock firmware. You never had to download or an app or add anything. It's all fully local using the native Home Assistant Shelly integration. And then the cool part is I could take this same exact plug because it's got stock firmware on it. I could go over to my neighbor's house, factory reset it, add it to his Wi-Fi, and add it to his Shelly Cloud app. And then he can still use the same exact plug, same SKU, same product. He can use it in the cloud, use it with his app without having to do anything. He doesn't do Home Assistant. It's pretty awesome being able to have that same product, and it meets the cloud and the local people. You have the black one. It is a fingerprint magnet. I've opened this one. I think, yeah, I have this one open. So the Shelly Smoke is, I want to say, is it certified for US? I know that's an issue. Out of scope. Yep, I could see that for them. Is it even sold for US? I don't know. Cause I know like there was that X Light or something. They got in trouble for trying to sell a bunch of smoke detectors that weren't certified for the US. I don't know if they have them if they're certified for smoke for US stuff. I know there's a certain certification you have to use. So, but I haven't done any of those or seen those. They haven't asked me about them. But yeah, also you'll notice the Gen 4 stuff does matter. It's matter over Wi-Fi though. It does you can change them to Zigbee. They do have some Z-Wave ones. It's another thing that's pretty cool. So yeah, Shelly's doing some pretty good stuff, but you'll notice they're still kind of focused overseas, which I get because that's where they're at. But they do bring stuff. Zigbee and no, I haven't seen any thread on for the Gen 4 stuff. I think they could do it, but I haven't seen it. So here's your firmware upgrade. They are I think they are using the C6, I think, in the Gen 4. But I think it's physically capable of being able to do it, but they haven't done the software side to be able to do thread on it yet. Yeah, that is the one thing that like the little mini ones are 8 amps only, and like the full ones I kind of prefer. The only small one is this one. Let's see. I gotta search for it. Yeah, this one here. The little mini one. I did a video on it way back when they first came out. These are the Gen 4 versions on it. These are pretty slick because there's no relay in it, and those are 16 amp. But Marcus is right. If you get the little red one, you'll notice it is up to 8 amp. that's fine overseas, but I know a lot of people, including myself in the US, will have 15 amp breakers, and you say, well, that's not a problem. I'll just use that 8 amp just for some LED lights. But the problem is you don't want to ever put a weaker link behind the breaker so that ends up, getting smoked for some reason instead of the breaker. You want the breaker to pop first. The larger ones are 16 or 15 amps, I believe. Yeah, then you really need the Shelly smoke, right? Get out the way. Move. Get out the way. Did I skip it? I want to say these are 15 or 16 amps. Oh, specifications. Not say it. Yes, there it is. Match at 416 is 16 amps. So, yeah, I mean, you can. I get what you're saying, Andrew. You can, but it's like, hey, I'm only going to use it to ever control the LEDs behind, so you're like a 60-watt load on it or something like that, right? But if you have a dead short behind it for some reason, potentially, I know it's a lot of stars would have to align. You'd have where you could smoke that 8 amp relay, and then your 15 amp breaker would never kick. So that's the problem. Is just you always, and I guess you could change the breaker, but do they make an 8 amp breaker? That would be the ultimate thing you want to do. Probably cheaper to just go ahead. Now, this is the Gen 3. Be cheaper just to get the full size Shelly. So I kind of keep stuff, the same amperage. So that's not overly bad. I don't know if anybody's been timing the firmware upgrade. It's not too bad. I talked for a good bit. So while we're waiting on the battery device to upgrade, what else is going on? Hey, wait, what you waiting about, Heff? They don't have doesn't Shelly have a heat shutoff switch? Pull the dev again. Let me click in here so my computer doesn't go to sleep. You do a check for updates. Yeah. Oh, the heat shutoff. Yeah. Potentially, yes, it does. It's supposed to heat up, but I think if it heats up the ESP, and it should shut off. But I don't know how much I trust it. It's like, hey, I'm trying to save $5 by getting the small one. Why don't I just spend that $5 and I know I got a 16 amp relay and I ain't got to worry about it. Oh, look at this. Got an update ready, bro. Oh, yeah, space. Yeah, I get that. Space in the box, too. The fill ratio. I know there's a fill ratio thing. That was immediately what I thought, Andrew, was the radiator thing, but I don't have a radiator. All right, what's supposedly changed in here, Heff, while we're waiting on your deal? We got check. Look, did you do this while we were talking? OG has a tournament on Saturday, another jiu-jitsu tournament. He's been doing I can't believe he's been doing it for 4 years now. He's pretty good. So we'll see how he does. Yeah, the tournament video didn't do too well before in the past. People upset people, but to hell with it. It's my channel, right? I'll roll it in somehow. I do have a bunch of B-roll and stuff from our trip I might throw together. We drove from Louisiana to Nebraska. So that was 1,000 miles we put on the car and then the Tesla. So what's the check marks? Heff? check. Is this what I think it is? Does it work though? Is it gonna update all? I'll answer that, Home Ace, in a second. See, hold up. Let's do this. Let me I gotta pull my Emporia view out. I don't want that to get, oh, it's my freaking password. Hold on. I'm SSHing into that box right quick to give me rights. User app data. Hold up, y'all. Oh, I had rights. My bad. App data. ESPHome enhanced. Okay, so let's do. I can fix this one easily. I'm gonna take that out. Take these out. I'll take that out. That out. Man, I take a lot of stuff out, huh? I don't think I have that one online yet. This is my other one, bruh. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. Is it raining? I guess it is raining now. Okay. All right. Okay. It's coming down, dude. Now look, I got discombobulated now. You wanna archive these? Is what you want to do? I don't fully trust it. Let me just pull out Emporia. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Is get the Emporia one pulled out. I don't want it to do like I had to sit there and try to get all these out. It's just my test stuff anyway. Okay. Let's refresh it. You okay, Heff? Oh, you could archive them. We'll try that, okay? But this is a test thing, right? I don't want to like. What if it starts flashing my Emporia? I'd be pissed. So like, okay, so we want to do like these two, right? And see what happens. And then so like I want to check those two. Update selected. I'm gonna do the GPS and then the Lily Poe. The following devices will be updated one after another. Update these. Update all. Okay. Okay, so the GPS one's going. So that's the one thing I worry about. Somebody's riding a motorcycle on this stuff too. It's coming down, bro. I hear somebody on a motorcycle. All right, I lost the window, Heff. Where'd it go? Oh, is it right here? Here it is. Okay, so it did. Oh, it did. It worked. I think it did. But it looks like it's not done. It doesn't think it's done, but it did compile both. This isn't the, I don't think this is the GPS one, is it? Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. So it's still not done. Yeah. So it loaded the logs, but it needs to exit back out. So I think it's close. Like, let me try this one. These two. So the garage and then the doorbell. Let's try those two. So it's going to do those two, which are should be fairly quick. I don't think it pulls the logs though. I don't have to remember. I have to go back and I haven't used update all in forever. So what JMR talking about? Do you like get an alarm? Oh, so like you talking about the power monitoring on the fridge? That's the only thing I worry about on a refrigerator with a relay. That's why I like those relayless plugs. Is that relay is gonna die? That's Murphy's law that relay is gonna die when you're on vacation somewhere, and then your fridge is gonna shut off. Your perfectly fine fridge is gonna shut off because of a simple like dollar relay. That's Murphy's law is gonna happen. Yeah, you'll get a notification and you'll be like me 1,000 miles away. And then you're trying to get your cousin or somebody to come and load your freezer and fridge into their refrigerator and fridge because you only have one refrigerator freezer. So did it do the doorbell? No, I haven't seen any with like that. They're all where you need power to keep the relay closed. Yeah, I don't see it doing the other one, Hef. So it did the doorbell, but then stopped. It needs to finish the log and then continue to the next piece. So close, very close. And you can archive multiple in here. Oh, see that? Now that's sweet. Like I can hit archive selected. Okay, see that's nice. That's pretty cool. So that firmware update's done. Pretty awesome. I know we talked about a lot of different things. But that's how I'm going to do my Matter stuff. Oh, the new device button. Where was that at? Is it? Oh, look up here, new device button. Okay. ESP2S3. Yep. So yeah. Okay. And it works. Something's going on with that X, but it does work. It works pretty cool. So, oh, and you got the link in the IP. You said. Ah, very cool. So I see it hover. Yeah, that does work. Yep. Yep. Works fine. Pretty cool. Look at you, bro. Fixing it before the stream and pushing the Docker container. And you can unarchive? Where's the unarchive button? Restore from archive. Look at you, bro. Look at you. So Home Ace was asking about, and I drove for the drive in the Tesla. We drove 1,000 miles, and I know Hef has a Tesla, but he doesn't go road trip on it. I love going road tripping it now. I don't know if I would do it the other way. It only cost me like $75, and I had credits from a referral, so like I didn't pay for like pretty much any of the supercharging. And I think we went like 5 stops, I think it was. well, we stopped one extra place, and just so happened I was rolling through. It was near Tulsa, and we were like, my wife wanted to get some drinks and some ice, and we put in the ice chest in the front. And I was like, well, hell, there's a supercharger. I might as well plug in where you're going to use the bathroom and get ice. So we just stopped there for like 5-10 minutes and let the car charge while we were doing stuff. But that's basically where we planned it out, where we were doing things while it was charging. Most of our stops were 15-20 minutes at most. And but we drove, I let it drive. We left from 4 a.m. and I gave it over to the wife right at the very, like in northern Kansas at about 9:30 at night. And so I drove from 4 to 9:30. I wasn't really that fatigued, but I was just like, let her drive. She drove the last 2 hours. So, but yeah, so it was pretty nice to be just let it drive by itself. Repull, man, you're doing this quick. So I have I did a video on it last May or June or July. I got it in May of 2025. I have the Model Y Juniper. So, and I love it. I never before I was never an EV person. I said, no, I don't want an EV. I'm not going to ever have an EV. And I was not like a hater. I can care less what kind of energy format it's using. But if you can have cool tech and save me some money and I don't have to go to the gas station anymore, that's awesome. Because the hell with the environment. I mean, we're building these freaking AI centers. Like they're building 10 natural gas power plants in Louisiana to fuel a Facebook AI power plant. I want to say it's like 5 gigawatts or something like that. It's like the amount of power that would power more than half the state just for a damn AI center. So they say the hell with the environment. So the hell with the environment for me as well. So, yeah, I've got 16,000 miles on it, and I've put washer fluid in it. That's the maintenance, I guess, right? So Heff wants to do I wash it. That's maintenance. No, I don't have. I just have the regular. I have the Tesla Wall 3. At the end of the day, there's something to fill up. But I guess it depends on if you road tripped a lot. Like if you were doing like road tripping like every week, I probably would not do an EV. But if you're only doing road trips 2 or 3 times a year, typical, it's absolutely great. I think it's better. You don't have to go to these crazy gas stations and you get different ways of seeing things. And if you time your stops right, you're only stopping for some of them 5, 10, 15 minutes. And plug in the car, go eat. We would actually pick up food before the supercharger, and I would eat in the car, and then we weren't finished eating by the time it was saying to leave. So it really depends on you just got a shift of how you did things. So, but the cool part is I don't have to go to the gas station anymore. I just plug it at the house, and it's full for me in the morning. Okay, we're gonna pull another copy, Heff. Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah, I can't say I would want to rent a car though. Like, we went to some really rural areas through Kansas and Nebraska, and I plugged in at the 120 volt plug on the side of the hotel. I'd only get like 15% a night, but I plugged in there, and I never had to charge or anything at our destination. It was actually nice. It's not seeing a thing, Heff. Maybe it's got it's not seeing any new updates. So, Yeah, the range I only have is what, like 320 miles from full. But when you're road tripping, you're only if you're doing it right, you're only gonna be using like half the battery. So you're probably stopping like every 2 hours, which is fine, but you stop every 2 hours for like 15 minutes. I would say, yeah, I get what you're saying. I had range anxiety when I went to go pick the thing up. But then when I plugged in the first time with the supercharger, and it once you plug it in, it's 7 seconds and it's charging. It's handshakes. And I saw how quickly it added range, and I'm like, holy crap! Like my range anxiety went out the window. If you want to see something like this is what we were doing. I guess I got to turn this off. Is say like I know I'm here. Let's say we'll start here and say destination. Let's go to around Heff, right? Charlotte, North Carolina. And so this is what so like basically you can see this the stops if it's I don't know if you can see it with small is that's probably 2 or 3 hours drive, and then you'd stop there for 6 minutes. The next one's 13 minutes, 13 minutes at Buc-ee's. Now, how can you stop at Buc-ee's for 13 minutes? That's a problem. You're not gonna stop at Buc-ee's for 13 minutes. So 13 minutes, 11 minutes, and then 9 minutes. So you're not gonna stop that short, and that's about every 2 hours on that. So I've actually done this drive going to Charlotte, and there's a lot of other chargers in between. So what was happening, me and OG did it. We were not staying 13 minutes. We would go in the store. We went in Buc-ee's and we went in Buc-ee's for probably 45 minutes, went and used the bathroom, got food, walked around. But then of course it skipped this in Atlanta and then we ended up going further down. So, so yeah, it's typically around, uh, there's another one called ABRP. Let's see. Let me see if this is not gonna. Let me do that same. Pull it off of here. 708.2. Hold up 1 second. We will do. You can see it a little better. Plug types. What exactly what I was talking about. So we'll do Charlotte. And this is what I did my research before I went and bought something. So it's kind of that same trip. You can see that it's same deal. It's telling you. So actually, I was wrong. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes the first leg, and then the next one is a 9-minute stop. This one's routing a little different. A 28-minute stop. I wouldn't stop that long. And then that says 26. Just depends on this is ABRP. They're actually doing it in less stops. I'm not sitting there for 28 minutes because going to 80% takes too long. So I'm gonna go. I'm running the. I like the. I'm gonna do the 10-15 minute stops. So during the apocalypse will be difficult. You know, it's funny. Actually, I thought of that. Actually, I have a plug on my generator, Generac, that will charge slower. But I thought about actually I could charge my car during those extended outages during hurricanes off the generator. So I was like, that's actually easier to drive. I know it sounds funny. Actually easier to drive an EV during a hurricane because I can get electricity from my generator. So I don't have to go wait in line for gas. You fixed the Docker container, you said? I'll just hit force update. You take a mortgage for filling. That was the one cool thing. Every little stop, it was like, here you spent $13 to fill up. And I was like, that's pretty damn cheap. Like we would stop one place, it was like I spent $9, you know, to fill up. And I'm like, who the hell spends $9 to fill up? Well, that's what it was. So and one big savings we did, I brought an ice chest with snacks and drinks and put it in the front with ice so we didn't go stop and buy drinks at all the damn stores all day. It uses natural gas. And we've had a multiple day outage, and the natural gases seem to have been fine. So what are we looking for, Hef? The multi update? That what we're doing? So we'll do this one and this one. I don't want to click away from it. So yeah, I mean, there's edge cases you can talk yourself out of anything. And I did that for a while. So hands up. Okay, look, it's updating. Why did Claude do that? Oh, look at you, bro. Look at you. Did the cool feature. Wait, what? Boom. Look at that, bro. Batch update complete. Success. Right there. Look at that. Thumbs up, bro. So you were asking about the let me make sure I'm not gonna dox myself with crap on here. Hold up. Yeah, I'm not going to. Okay. So you were asking about the wall charger. Is oh look, let me turn this off. And scoot this over. I am like zoomed way in. So you were looking at like the wall charger I have. I gotta fix that. So there's the wall connector. Actually shows like the frequency and the grid voltage, the handle temperature, and this is local through the integration in Home Assistant, and it shows like the amperage and stuff. Of like going into the vehicle. So probably when I did, was it here? Yeah, charger current. So you can see like I have it set to like 35 amps. And so you can see like the current going in, and you get all kind of stuff like how many kilowatt hours did you know, I put 14 kilowatt hours in the last time. So lots of different stats in here. This comes in through the Tesla Mate, I think it is. And so I can see like the software versions and stuff, the car sleeping, and like I set 50% because I just keep the battery at 50, 55 because we just run around town. I'll up it if we're going to go on a trip or something like that. So a lot of other stuff in here. You can see your tire pressure and crap like that if you want to. So, it's the Model Y, the Digi Y. You get it? It's the play on words. It's kind of stupid, but I couldn't think of any other name. So, but you can see stuff like the outside temperature. It was only like when we were driving it. So I know that was when we were parked at the mall. You know, there you can see all like the inside temperature. You can tell when we were parked at the mall again. You know, like you could see like the range went down because we were driving, all the cool stuff. So I mean, I don't have everything in here. Oh, look, you can see like here's the speed we were driving, you know, the speed and stuff like that. So I think if you do control, yeah. So like if you really want to see like the, you know, the speed and stuff like that you were driving and everything, it's all into Home Assistant. You can even see like the elevation, that when we were driving, it dropped elevation down. Um, I don't know what you would do. All of this stuff, like the doors were locked, doors were unlocked. So there's all the frunk is open, the trunk was open earlier. So, um, but there's a lot of other stuff like in Grafana. I'm gonna look at it. Let me see if I don't dox myself. Let's see. No, it seems like it's got a lot of my address shit on here. Yeah, sure does. Let me see if I got a drive on here. Let me see if I got the drives whenever we were going. Yeah, so this is kind of neat. Is if you really like want to nerd out on data stuff, you can see like a drive. We were driving through here. It shows like the elevation, the temperature, the battery temperature, the tire pressure. Like what you were getting. Average speed. This is energy recovered. Like we use 49 kilowatt hours, but due to regenerative braking, we got back 2 kilowatt hours. This was horrible. Freaking, this was coming back from Nebraska. We were fighting headwinds. Yeah, 369 watt hour miles is horrible. But I was also probably doing 85 on the turnpike most of the time, and it shows all kind of like what the power was and everything. And it's a nerd out like data you can get from the car, and this is all in Grafana saved locally. So, but yeah, so it's kind of just showing like one drive when we came down through the turnpike. So, but yeah, it's cool that you can get all that stuff if you really want to nerd out on all the different things. Yeah, it definitely is. So, but yeah, this is all API locally, is like the charger and stuff like that. I think actually, it probably better. I think I don't remember the exact efficiency. I want to say it was like 60 or 65 was better efficiency. As you go up, you lessen your efficiency, and that's the same as in a gas car, unless it's geared for doing that. So, yeah, get behind a truck, and also if you don't care about your windshield. But if you want to draft by somebody, you can actually slide over and see the efficiency and see that it does go up. I've done that before, but just be careful. You got to be careful of the windshield if you don't care about it. So maybe you got that windshield insurance, right? So very cool. It does work, Heff. That's awesome. What else we got going on? That's about it. I don't think we're done with the stream, man. I said I wouldn't do a long stream again, but here we are at how many hours? 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. See if when I put the car and look. It's right here. Where was it at? Status. Oh, over here. Here's a shifter state. Here it is. Right here. So, I mean, down to the second, you can see change to park, changed, you can see it. It took me this long to reverse into. So, yeah, if you want to use, yeah, you can use the wall connector, but you can use other chargers. But I mean, really, this data right here, the charger current, power, and voltage, that's coming from the car. So the actual, here, I'll show, this is the actual power stuff. you really don't have to get that one, but you might as well because it's NAX plug. So I just got that one. Where's the Tesla one? Here it is. Yeah. So the Tesla one does show, like, if you want to see the energy, the amount of energy you've used in the session, and then the status, and then the total power it's putting out, and then the frequency, and then you can actually see the currents of the phases and stuff. So that just gives you a little bit other insight. So yeah, it's tough to get road data. Yeah, it's probably 86 in the car. It's in the garage or I guess if you wanted to, you could turn the car on remote. You can, yeah, that's so you can turn the air conditioner on if you wanted to. We'll go sit there and play games sometimes. So we'll play Star Force Reloaded or something like that. We'll play. So we charge. I don't see any way. No, you can. The mobile adapter does not have Wi-Fi. So the mobile adapter is just really just what the mobile connector is for, is like being able to charge at a hotel that doesn't have chargers and you plug into their sockets, or borrow somebody's dryer plug. I've done that at my mom's house, and or at like a RV plug or something like that. Road data. What you mean road data? Yeah, we talked about that at the very beginning. It'll soft brick. So yeah, I keep the mobile connector in the car. So that's why I bought the wall connector. I do have it set for I have it available for 48 amps if I want to. Like if I forgot to set the schedule to charge us up to 100 for a road trip. And I'm like, I get up in the morning, I'm, oh crap, forgot to do it. So I'll turn it to 48 amps and let it charge. But then I don't care if it goes to 100%. I'll just stop at a supercharger or something. It costs me a little more, but whatever. So it doesn't brick. That Emporia View, it's soft bricks. You have to recover it via serial. So it's not a true brick per se. There's a bug. So yeah, you'll have to reflash it. It's 2026.4 has a issue with ESP32 on the Emporia. So yeah, it does the service timers, and it's soft bricks, and you have to roll back ESPHome to get it back. So, but so okay. And we got a bunch of Tesla questions and everything, and that I guess I will put that. I'm not sure, but I'll probably catch some hate for it. Because why is this smart home channel? I'm unsubscribing or whatever. Go ahead and unsubscribe. We'll probably do something where we had he didn't have a way to charge at home. That would suck. Unless you have a way to charge at work. I can't see not being able to charge at home. That would suck. Because that's the whole beauty of it. I get home, plug in, boom. It'll charge in an hour or whatever. And then I don't care. And you just plug it in later. Just leave it plugged in. It'll charge. I just leave it at 50%. So, I guess, but then you're having to hit superchargers and quick chargers all the time. So, oh God. Use it. Let me see if I can find, let me see if I can find that charge. I was using, it was 32 degrees outside, and it was using 120 volts, 16 amps. And I was using a 16 amp plug, not a 12 amp. And it took it was saying like 17 hours to charge. So, you also got to look at, you're talking about if you what level 1 charging is nobody knows. Typically, it's just 120 volts for North America. And that's level 1. And you're only going to get a typical plug is an 80% rule. It's a 15 amps. So you'll get 12 amps out of it. But then you got to think of also the car has to have like run the heat pump to cool the battery, the computers and everything. So you don't get that full, what is it, 120 times 12 is like 1440 or something like that. Yeah. So you 1400 watts. So you're only going to get like 1,000 watts, give or take. And if you've got you need to fill up the whole battery, and that's 70 kilowatt hours, then you got 70 hours to fill up that whole thing, like 300 miles or whatever, to offer that 120 volt plug. So that it's not as if you lose your efficiency as well. So I know you're saying, well, I only go 10 miles. And well, I can charge that up in like 30 minutes to an hour. The problem is if you look at the efficiency, it's only like 75% efficiency on because the more efficient to charge the car is the quickest, because then the car can go to sleep and not have that parasitic, as I'm saying it right, power of being able to charge that car. So I wouldn't say that EVs are stupid expensive, but yeah, I know some people I always say, well, you don't need, I don't need 48 amp. You don't need 30 amp. Or I say go with the charging as big as you can afford. Not everybody can put that in their breaker box. So I would never advocate for level 1. That's idiotic to advocate for level 1 charging, because it's fairly simple to put in a low amperage level 2 charge. So like say if you did like 240, 20 amp, that may not be too bad. That wouldn't be too bad, but I would never advocate for level 1. That's horrible, especially in cold environments below freezing. You're never going to get that car charged. No, I didn't see that one. But I probably won't watch it if he's saying advocate for level 1, because then he doesn't know what he's talking about on that. So, yeah, it's fairly easy to get level 2 to a plug if you can. So, but yeah, if he's saying level 1, then he's never lived up north and tried to charge a car with level 1. No, it's horrible. I saw it firsthand, and it was only 31 or 30 degrees at the hotel. Horrible. I was like, oh man, I can't believe if it was like 5 degrees outside and someone's trying to charge their car at 120 volts. So I know who he is, but he hasn't done it before. Then, once you do it, you don't want to do it. Promise you that. So I can't see. Level 1 would be okay is if you don't go that many miles and then you're in a warmer environment. Because actually, if some of the forums and the Reddits and stuff, they actually talked about where people like up north were swamped at all the DC fast charging and superchargers, because a lot of people use level 1 and they couldn't charge their cars because of how cold it was. So I'm sure he caught some heat for that. It's probably a good video because then he caught some heat for it. So, but because you don't need a neutral to charge the car. So if you can change a plug to 2 to split phase, and all you need is 2 hots and a ground, you can get 240 to a car. So that's enough for the rant on that. So I'm pretty sure we ran off everybody else, right? I'm sure Heff ran off, but Heff I got my 48 amp, 240, 11 kilowatts, whole car charges in like 3 hours from 0, right? So, yeah. But yeah, I think it strips out the links, Home Ace. So, I've seen his other one where he talks about doing low amperage 240, and I agree with that. So you can definitely get that to go. When do you show us how to flash? I don't think I would. I don't have 2 Teslas, unfortunately. So I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if I don't know if Grafana would show it though. I don't know if it would show it correctly. I think it was on the third, no, 4. Hang on, let me see if I can find it, and I'll bring up the screen on it. Let's see. It was. Yeah, so zoom right. Let's see if I can show it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Is the first day, and I don't even think I was running the battery heater. But in the outdoor temperature, yeah, and I was getting 1.8 kilowatts. But it was just it's not going to show it correctly. But like it took, yeah, but you can see, right, I don't know if you can see that number, is it was only 75% efficient. So 25% of my power went to just done. Now it wasn't my power, it was the hotel's, but so it only added 13 kilowatts in 9 hours. So I went from started at 40% and I got to 58%. And it like, especially when it was the battery heater was not on apparently, but I know when I got up that morning, it was just horrible. That it was saying like 16 hours to continue to charge. I guess because the heater was trying to keep up. Yeah, I was just like, there's no way I could deal with level 1 charging. I would need at least, I would probably, if you did what, if you did a 20 amp circuit, that would give you what, 16 times 240. Yeah, that would, if you did a 20 amp circuit, that would give you almost 4,000 kilowatt. I could live with that. That would not be bad. Do 20 amp. So if you could do, or if you could do a 30 amp, like share, a lot of people do like there's a plug you can share with the dryers. So at 30 amps, you'll get 24 times 240. That'll give you 57 kilowatt, 5.7 kilowatts. That is actually perfect. That to go with if you can share off a dryer plug. So, but yeah, I could take a look at it later. But yeah, level 1, dude, that sucks. I mean, I would say it's better than not having anything at home, but it sucks. Level 1. I wouldn't spend any money setting up level 1. But HeffNeils still here. But yeah, we'll HeffNeil got a bunch of stuff picked. So definitely if you his pull request was closed and I'm going to bed soon, but y'all want HeffNeils Docker container? Can we post that again, Heff? Where was it at? You remember? You can post I don't know if you can post a link to it. I got too many windows open. At least it stopped raining. Yeah, it's not raining anymore. This is how you keep your yard green, Heff. You let it rain outside. That's how you keep your yard green like that. Where's the Docker container thing, Heff? Is it this one? I don't know. Hub. There it is, right there. I got it. Boom. And we'll put it in the ESPHome one as well. So, okay. All right, dudes, gals, or maybe there was one here. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one, right? I'm sure my Tesla rant or charging rant, but whatever. Learned a lot in the past year. It's all Heff's fault. He got me interested in him. And And we are, what do we have for the ending? Probably the joke one. Apparently nothing. You know that drill. Smash that button down there, and y'all take care.